Hi, my name's Eric, and it's time for Star Magazine from the Audible Local Ledger, a reading service exclusively for people who are blind or print disabled. This issue date is September 8th of 2025, and on the cover, the evidence, damning texts, explosive photos, Kevin Costner accused of sexual harassment, a legend on trial. Stunt woman says shocking on-set encounter left her traumatized. Just 24 hours after Costner was hit with divorce papers. He calls it a shakedown. On the sidebar, more exclusives from the Star. First look, Kate and William inside their new home. We won't describe that for you. Wednesday Star, Jenna Ortega, Dark Side of Growing Up Famous. Pete Davidson, My Guilt Over Baby Joy. And behind the scenes, The Biggest Loser, Pills, Pain, and Ruined Lives. Star Scoop starts us off. Hollywood gossip hot off the presses. Ever since she can remember, Jenna Ortega wanted to act. Her mom, she recalled to Vogue Mexico and Latin America, was adamant about not letting me. And I was even more adamant, saying, if you don't let me, I'll be mad at you forever. It worked. Before she was 15, the Wednesday actress, who's now 22, had landed small roles in movies and series, including Jane the Virgin. While young Jenna achieved her dream, she told the mag that the fame that's come with it. Wednesday surpassed 1 billion hours watched 3 weeks after its release, has been confusing. I think the celebrity world is very strange, she said. The glorification of someone you'll never know on a deeper level is fascinating to me. She also realized that the entertainment business can be a dangerous place for a child or young woman. I've always known what it's like to not have a voice, she shared, and that terrifies me. I don't want to be in that situation again. Asked what she meant by not having a voice, Jenna said, for most of my career, I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't know I could, because I was very young. Hinting at experiences that were a little more difficult, she added, I shut myself away and became very insecure about my place. With Netflix already moving and renewing her show for a 3rd season, the actress has expanded her role, becoming a producer on the series. Her top priority? I make sure it's a safe environment for everyone. More Star Dish. Priscilla Presley. I didn't kill my daughter. Shocking new allegations blame Lisa Marie Presley's mother for her untimely death. More than 2 years after Lisa Marie Presley died in January 2023, a shocking new lawsuit accuses her mother, Priscilla Presley, of hastening the 54-year-old's death in an attempt to claw back control of the Elvis Presley's family trust. According to papers that were filed in an LA court, 2 former business advisors allege that the 80-year-old pulled the plug on her daughter after she was rushed to the hospital following a cardiac arrest, contending that Priscilla knew that Lisa was in the process of taking steps to remove her as the sole trustee of Lisa's irrevocable life insurance trust and saw an opportunity to regain control. The stunning claim is part of a $50 million fraud suit against Elvis's widow by the former advisors, who allege they invested millions of dollars into Priscilla, only to have her cut them off. She previously sued the 2 for elder abuse. While Priscilla's attorney Marty Singer called the suit shameful, ridiculous, salacious, and meritless, an insider tells Star Priscilla has been deeply rattled by it. Her lawyer called it an attempt to ruin her life, and that's exactly how it feels, says the insider. Being accused of pulling the plug on her own daughter is beyond cruel. She adored Lisa Marie. It's heartbreaking that people are saying she'd do something like that. The suit is just the latest legal battle for Priscilla. In 2023, she faced off with Lisa Marie's daughter, Riley Keough, who's 36 years old, in a dispute over documents regarding control over the trust. Ultimately, the 2 settled, with Priscilla receiving a reported $2.4 million. Ben's jealous. He's feeling left out. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are besties who go way back to their Boston days. They even won their first Oscar together. But lately, a source tells Star, Ben is feeling left behind as Matt, who's 54 years old, has been cutting loose with newer friends like Thor co-star Chris Hemsworth, who's 42. The two were recently living it up in Ibiza, Spain, where Matt was spotted hanging tight to his beer as he nearly fell overboard getting into a dinghy. Ben is a proud guy. He's not going to beg Matt to hang out with him, says an insider, but he has certainly noticed that he's not number one these days. Of course, Matt and Ben, who's 53 years old, are still business partners in their production company, Artists Equity. They talk all the time because of all their work projects, confirms the source. When it comes to fun, however, the truth is Matt is sensitive to Ben's sobriety. He's very conscious of not wanting to be a bad influence, says the source. He's not going to party with Ben. That's off the table. Brit's biopic disaster. She's having her say. On August 1st, Britney Spears shared big news, posting on X that her biopic, based on her 2023 memoir, The Woman in Me, was well underway. Indeed, Wicked director John M. Chu and producer Mark Platt are already attached to the Universal Pictures project. Now, an insider tells Star that the movie is stuck in limbo because the toxic singer, who's 43, can't keep her hands off the script. Britney banked in a lot of control in her initial deal, says the insider, but her inexperience with screenwriters, script development, and filmmaking in general is an obstacle in the process. One problem is the mom of two's flip-flopping on how much of her life to expose. Will her fans be open to a warts-and-all approach to her story, says the insider. They're trying to figure that out. They'd better do it soon, or Universal, which is developing the film, might drop it altogether, just like they did with Madonna's long-planned biopic in 2023. Gwyneth, make me a billionaire. While celeb-backed fashion and beauty businesses are having a billionaire moment, Hailey Bieber's Rhode recently hit that mark. Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop has never reached such heights. After restructuring the company in 2024, including huge layoffs, the 52-year-old told Fortune she wasn't ready to quit, insisting, "I don't even really want to think about it for another 3 years, or even start thinking about it." Now, an insider tells Star that the wellness maven, who introduced the world to the "This Smells Like My V candle, is looking to cash in too. Goop is open for offers from buyers at the moment, says the source, but Gwyneth's pride means that she's not going to accept a lowball offer. She won't sell unless it can play as a win for her, her team, and the business she's been building since the 90s. Kate Gosselin, going broke. Fans were shocked to learn that reality vet Kate Gosselin has been working 12-hour shifts in pediatric home health care. The 50-year-old rose to fame on TLC's John and Kate Plus 8 and continued her TV career with Kate Plus 8 after her 2009 divorce from John Gosselin, as well as stints on The View, Dancing with the Stars, Celebrity Wife Swap, a dating show, and Special Forces, among others. But now she says she needs to work for the money. The mom to twins Cara and Madeline, 24 and 21-year-old sextuplets Colin, Hannah, Joel, Aiden, Alexis, and Leah, recently posted a TikTok where she responded to viewers' questions. Asked why she wasn't set for life from her many TV gigs, the Pennsylvania native replied, "I wish. I spent so much money on attorneys. That killed us." Kate blamed her rancorous divorce from John and subsequent custody battle. John got sole custody of Hannah and Colin in 2018. Both are estranged from their mother. "Sickening, but I was drug into court constantly, and that costs a ton," she griped. "Sad because my kids could have a lot more saved. I could have a retirement fund." Sydney Sweeney, no apologies. It girl problems. The Wall Street Journal has dubbed Sydney Sweeney the most talked about woman in Hollywood. Not all that chatter's good. In the interview, the 27-year-old was happy to discuss her acting. It's so fun just not being yourself, but steered clear of controversial topics like her recent broken engagement and much criticized American Eagle ads. The tagline Sydney Sweeney has good genes, a play on good genes spelled Genes, caused an uproar online, with some even saying it implied white supremacy, comparing the ads to Nazi propaganda. We will continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE genes with confidence, their way, the company said in a statement. She did bring up one sore point, the backlash against her bathwater Bliss soap, which supposedly contains her used suds. Noting that Euphoria co-star Jacob Elordi's bathwater candle, inspired by the infamous scene in Saltburn, was embraced, she complained. It was mainly the girls making comments about it, which I thought was really interesting. They all love the idea of Jacob Elordi's bathwater. Moving on, in Star magazine of September 8th, Star Couples, the latest hookups, breakups, and makeups. Aubrey Plaza, the grief never ends. Aubrey Plaza opens up about the loss of husband Jeff Baena. She's letting it all out in a new interview. Aubrey Plaza finally broke her silence on her husband Jeff Baena's suicide, revealing that the pain is still raw after 7 months of grieving. At all times, there's a giant ocean of awfulness that's right there, and I can see it, she confessed to Amy Poehler on her Good Hang podcast. Sometimes I just want to dive into it and be in it, and sometimes I try to get away from it, but it's always there. The candor was unusual for the very private 41-year-old, but an insider reveals that Aubrey felt comfortable opening up to her Parks and Recreation co-star and good friend. It was cathartic for her, says the insider, and she hopes that by sharing what she's been through, it will help others who've dealt with the same ordeal. Aubrey and the director, who married in 2021, had separated quietly last fall, but were still in contact. Aubrey confirmed to police that the two, who collaborated on 4 films during their 13 years together, texted just hours before Jeff was found dead in his LA home January 3rd. As Aubrey prepares to promote the film Honey Don't, she revealed that while life since his death is a daily struggle, she's functioning and grateful to be moving through the world. Says the insider, slowly but surely Aubrey is picking up the pieces. Everyone feels for her. She's been to hell and back. Kourtney and Travis, baby plans, one more time. Kourtney Kardashian recently denied pregnancy rumors, but a source says she and Travis Barker, parents to 21-month-old Rocky, are hoping for another child. They've been trying the old-fashioned way pretty much nonstop, confirms the source, and if that doesn't work this time, using a surrogate is on the table. That worked out well for her sisters Kim and Khloe. While the reality star, who's 46, and the Blink-182 drummer, who's 49, have been soaking up the toddler stage with Rocky, they have found themselves craving another go-round, or 2. They both think having twins would be a huge plus, adds the source. Kourtney, who has 3 older kids with ex Scott Disick, Mason, who's 15, Penelope, 13, and Rain, 10, has been vocal about loving the infant phase of motherhood, what she calls the baby bliss bubble. Says the source, Kourtney really wants more kids, and she has Travis's full support. Jen and Jim, ready to adopt, must love dogs. Jen and Jim are discussing raising a pup together. Jennifer Aniston and Jim Curtis have already hit a few couples' milestones during their several-month romance, including a cozy vacation with Jen's inner circle, besties Jason Bateman and Amanda Anka. Now, an insider says that the pup-loving duo is prepping to adopt a fur baby together. Rescue dogs are one of Jen's biggest passions, says the insider, of the 56-year-old proud mom to Pooch's Clyde, Lord Chesterfield, and Sophie. She's even built them their own doggy palace at her house. Jim, who's 49, recently brought his senior rescue dog, Odie, on a New York City outing with Jen. He and Jen have already started looking at pictures of rescues online. It's in the works, adds the insider. They're playing house, having fun with it, but they're also really committed to making a difference together. It's very sweet. Pete's dad guilt. Regrets he's had a few. As Pete Davidson gears up to be a first-time dad with girlfriend Elsie Hewitt, the 31-year-old revealed he feels guilty and horrible that because of widespread interest in his love life, the actress has to experience her pregnancy in the public eye. I feel bad for my girl because I bring a lot of S along with me. Anything I do or she does now is going to be a thing. The comedian, who's dated mega-famous women, including Ariana Grande and Kim Kardashian, told The Breakfast Club that public scrutiny has shifted what's supposed to be a beautiful experience for him and Elsie, who's 29. Despite those misgivings, Pete said he's pumped for his dad era. I'm very lucky and very, very happy, he said, adding, it's been really nice that everyone's super excited. And now the cover story. Costner in crisis. After a stunt woman sues Kevin Costner for sexual harassment, the Oscar winner brings the receipts to counter the nightmare claims. For more than 30 years, Kevin Costner's been toiling on Horizon, an American saga, an epic film series about the American West. His goal, he explained August 18th, has been to address themes relevant to that time period, including the impact of the American Civil War, the relationship between settlers and Native Americans, the challenges faced by European immigrants seeking a better life, and the foundational role played by women of the time, including the violence and difficult conditions they faced. But according to a stand-in on the second movie in his Horizon series, that vision has been deeply compromised. In May, stuntwoman Devin Labella filed suit against the actor and the saga's production companies, claiming she was the victim of a violent, unscripted, unscheduled rape scene directed by the Oscar winner for the second of 4 planned Horizon movies, while serving as a double for actress Ella Hunt in 2023. In her sexual harassment and hostile workplace environment complaint, Devin, who's seeking unspecified damages, alleges she was left with permanent trauma she'll have to address for years to come. The May 2nd filing took place just one day after Kevin was blindsided by divorce papers from second wife Christine Baumgartner. Marty Singer, the 70-year-old star's lawyer, initially called the suit a shakedown. Now Kevin has gone further, branding Devin's claims a bold-faced lie in his own court filing. My belief is that Devin's claims were designed through the use of false statements and sensationalistic language to damage my reputation, the Hollywood legend wrote in a lengthy declaration, calling the claims against him absolutely false. He alleges Devin wants to embarrass him and hurt the Horizon movies in order to gain a massive and unjustified payday. Moreover, having to read about and address her allegations involving the words rape and assault, Kevin added, has been an absolute nightmare. A source tells Star, the Dances with Wolves star, is fighting these heinous claims with everything he's got, adding that the 3-time Golden Globe winner has said from the start that it's a classic stick-up lawsuit that has zero merit whatsoever. His lawyer has asked a judge to dismiss Devin's suit at a September 18th hearing. She said, he said. According to Devin, Kevin improvised a scene in which an actor aggressively raked up her skirt and straddled her. In June, she amended her lawsuit to include text messages she exchanged with the film's intimacy coordinator, Celeste Chaney, a day after the shot was blocked, in which she described it as an abomination and listed questions about how it was handled before asking, who's going to take responsibility for the abuse of power, negligence, and ignorance on set? The intimacy coordinator, who wasn't present during the alleged incident, has backed Devin, calling the shot a violent rape scene that was unexpectedly sprung on the actors and stunt professionals, also noting Devin did not have the appropriate modesty garments to ensure adequate coverage, safety, or protection. Kevin maintains that's not what happened. He says Devin's privacy was fully maintained, which was confirmed in explosive photos of her and others taken on set that day, that he submitted with his filing during the moments in question. In a special motion to strike Devin's complaint, Kevin's attorney stated that Devin was laughing and smiling during the blocking of the shot, which Kevin clarifies was rehearsed but never filmed and was only a build-up and foretelling of a rape that occurs off-screen and not itself a simulated rape. According to the director, it involved the simple act of moving the hem of the dress from the ankle to the knee and an actor in swinging his leg over her and ending up on all fours to create a moment of absolute clarity for the audience to absorb what would happen off-screen. In addition to his own account, Kevin's legal team submitted a gushing text Devin sent to her supervisor 9 days later, thanking him for these wonderful weeks, as well as the sworn testimony of a dozen respected veteran film crew members with personal knowledge of the facts at issue. And there are many photos there. She does not look uncomfortable. Backing Kevin. 2 of those have surfaced publicly and support Kevin's version of events. Wade Allen, the stunt coordinator who hired and supervised Devin and was there during shot blocking, insisted that at no point that day did she evidence any distress or discomfort or any concern about what she had been asked to do, per Variety, adding that Devin gave him a thumbs up before and after the run-through of the scene he said involved no intimacy, no nudity, no sexual conduct, or sexual movement of any kind. The other performer in the shot, actor Roger Evans, who also challenged what he called a false and sensationalist description of their scene as depicting a violent rape. That's not what happened, Roger said. This was not in any way, shape, or form a simulated sex scene. The truth matters, Kevin wrote in his declaration, which is why, even at the high cost of this lawsuit, both financial and personal, he clarified, I will always speak up to defend myself and my crew against false allegations. He also countered Devin's claim that she suffered career consequences for speaking out and hasn't been hired by the stunt coordinator since May of 2023. It's absurd, he said in his declaration, since filming on Horizon 3 hasn't started. Devin's attorney, James Vanini, hit back at Kevin, calling his account continued evidence that one of Hollywood's most powerful men is trying to skirt accountability for reckless and harmful behavior. According to her lawyer's statement, claims that Devin's professional demeanor on set discredits the assault she endured is not only insulting to victims everywhere, but directly disproven by multiple eyewitness accounts and irrefutable evidence from the immediate aftermath of the incident, including phone calls, text messages, and a scathing report from the production's intimacy coordinator, who was not there. This baseless motion is nothing but a desperate delay tactic from a panicked legal team with no real defense. The only things damaging Kevin's reputation, Devin's legal team added, are his own reckless, harmful behavior and the offensive narrative he's spreading to cover it up. More setbacks. The legal drama isn't the only issue plaguing Kevin's Horizon series. He self-funded much of his passion project, investing at least $38 million and even mortgaging some of his property to help finance it. After the first installment, which combined with the second had a reported budget of $100 million, made just $38.7 million worldwide box office last summer, the theatrical release of Chapter 2 was delayed, something Kevin confessed last September probably was a reaction to Chapter 1's underperformance. It didn't have overwhelming success. With an estimated net worth of $250 million, the Bodyguard star is still a very wealthy man, the source tells Star, but he's been hit hard with some major financial setbacks in recent times. His contentious divorce from second wife Christine, who's 51 years old, the mother of his 3 youngest kids, Kevin is also dad to 4 other children from 2 prior relationships, ended with a judge deciding in 2023 that their prenup would stand. Yet Christine hardly walked away empty-handed, receiving a $1.5 million lump sum and $63,000 a month in child support. He's still sore about that to this day, adds the source, and sinking all that money into Horizon, only to see it struggle with audiences, was another hammer blow. Horizon's setbacks, Kevin insisted last year, have only made him want to forge ahead with the planned 4-part epic. Sometimes when things don't come to us easily, we want to just step away. But there's something in me that only increases my desire when something is not working, he said, adding, when I feel rejection, unlike anybody else, when I open my eyes from my disappointment, my desire is only increased. Kevin and Jake's honeymoon. Kevin's next project is a movie Hollywood's wanted to make for more than 2 decades. Finally, the dramedy Honeymoon with Harry, co-starring Jake Gyllenhaal, who's 44, as a man who goes on a trip with his would-be father-in-law following his fiancée's death, is heading to the screen. This version of the project, which is based on a story by novelist Bart Baker, was written by This Is Us creator Dan Fogelman, with Glenn Ficarra and John Requa set to direct. The trio was also behind the lauded movie Crazy Stupid Love, and worked together on Fogelman's buzzed-about 2025 Hulu series Paradise as well. Years before Kevin and Jake signed on, A-list actor pairings were linked to previous versions of the film, including Vince Vaughn and Jack Nicholson, and Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro. We'll close with Inside William and Kate's new digs. The future King and Queen of England have found their forever home near Windsor Castle, but the big move isn't sitting well with everyone. Prince William and Princess Kate are moving on up. It's been revealed the royal family, along with their 3 children, Prince George, 12, Princess Charlotte, 10, and Prince Louis, 7, will be relocating from Adelaide Cottage to Forest Lodge, an 8-bedroom Georgian mansion on the grounds of Windsor Great Park this fall. This is where William and Kate want to grow old together, a source tells Star, and create magical memories even after they take the crown. It'll be a new beginning for the family. Their time at Adelaide has been marked by grief and adversity. William's grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, died shortly after they moved to the 4-bedroom home, also on the grounds of Windsor Castle, from London's Kensington Palace in 2022. And in March of 2024, Kate revealed she had been diagnosed with cancer just 1 month after William's father, King Charles III, announced his cancer diagnosis. Indeed, William has called 2024 the hardest year of my life. In January, Kate announced she's in remission. Now, says the source, William and Kate, both 43, are beyond excited to put the stress of the past few years behind them with a fresh start in their dream home. And with that, we've come to the end of our reading of Star Magazine for September 8th of 2025. This is your reader, Eric, saying, be well, be safe, look after each other, and remember our veterans, especially those we've lost recently. Bye for now.